8.12, ESy Transportation. Employ the following classified employees to work extended school year summer 2021 per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure. Amy Hurst, driver. Shirley Purdy, monitor. 8.13, summer school credit recovery. Approves Steve Schaefer as a summer school credit recovery grade 7 through 12 instructor for summer 2021 at the rate of $22.61 per hour, up to 8 hours per week, not to exceed 40 hours. 8.14, summer school online intervention enrichment facilitator. Approve Dina Scrimo as a summer school online intervention enrichment grades 1 through 9 facilitator for summer 2021 at a rate of $22.61 per hour, up to 4 hours per day for 16 days, not to exceed 64 hours. 8.15, resident educator mentor teachers. Approve the following teachers to serve as resident educator mentors facilitators for the 2021-22 school year pending proper licensure and completion of required training as needed. Cynthia Ferguson, Denise Fries, Michelle Hanna, Paula Murphy, Dina Scrimo, Lisa Stout, Brett Zimmerman. 8.16, administrative contract. Approve a 1-year administrative contract for Michelle Warner, interim Springfield High School junior high principal. 8.17, reduction in force. Approve a reduction of the following certified positions due to financial reasons effective the 2021-22 school year. Elementary school counselor, 1 full-time equivalent. 6 elementary K through 6 teachers, 6 FTE. Elementary special education teacher, 1 FTE. Elementary Title I teacher, 1 FTE. 0.5 preschool teacher, 0.5 FTE. Senior junior high physical education teacher, 1 FTE. Senior junior high foreign language teacher, 1 FTE. Senior junior high technology education teacher, 1 FTE. Senior junior high English language arts teacher, 1 FTE. 0.6 elementary Title I tutor, 0.6 FTE. Release from employment. Approve a release from employment with Springfield Local Schools due to a reduction in force for financial reasons. The following certified employees effective the 2021-22 school year. Tyler Simonson, Jasmine Holt, tutor. Shane Robinson, Taylor Willie, Christina Heath, Kimberly Whitmire, Peter Geis. 8.19, tenure. Approved tenure for certified employee Lisa Munsell, who was initially licensed prior to January 1, 2011, holds a professional license, has appropriate credit hours, and has at least 3 years' experience in the district, and is therefore recommended for a continuing contract effective the 2021-2022 school year, pending proper documentation to meet requirements. 8.20, limited contracts. Approve the following 1-year limited contracts effective for the 2021-22 school year. Beth Burgess, Elizabeth Kreitz, Shane Curry, Catherine Dacus, Ashley Fraley, Meredith Gray, Kevin Hanna, Lindsay Ivos, John Kinsey, Jennifer Krugel, Catherine McFeeters, James Mills, Ashley Pools, and Lisa Smith. (8.21) Reduction in force. Approve a reduction of the following classified positions due to financial reasons effective the 2021-22 school year. Elementary school secretary, 1 full-time equivalent. Elementary school custodian, 1 FTE. Elementary school custodian, 0.5 FTE. Elementary school cafeteria manager, 1 FTE. Elementary school cook, 1 FTE. Elementary school cafeteria worker, 0.25 FTE. Elementary school educational aides, 6 positions, 1.5 FTE. Everyday reading instructor, 1 position. (8.22) Employment. Reassigned Administrator David Jovanovich as Assistant Principal at Schrock Intermediate, effective the 2021-22 school year. 8.23 Employment. Reassigned Administrator Danielle Starkey as Assistant Principal at Springfield High School Junior High, effective the 2021-22 school year. 8.24 Athletic Supplemental Contracts. Approve the following athletic supplemental contracts for the 2021-22 school year per the negotiated agreement, pending proper licensure. Ashley Savage, varsity volleyball head coach, 13%. John Tanksley, varsity football head coach, 20%. 8.25 Employment. Reassigned classified employee Howard Held as head custodian at Schrock Intermediate School per the negotiated agreement, pending proper licensure, effective June 1st, 2021. 8.26 Employment. Reassigned classified employee Douglas Householder as a custodian at Springfield High School Junior High per the negotiated agreement, pending proper licensure, effective June 1st, 2021. I think that is all. Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the employee items? I do believe Mr. Very good. Any other discussion?
Sad to see, but happy to see Sean Morgan move on. Congratulations to him. Sorry to see him go. Michelle, welcome aboard for 1 year interim.
Thank you.
Although I do have to question, Chuck, kind of, at the end of 1 year, are we going to, and where are you going to be at that 1 year junction? Are you going to still be with us when we, as you put in your board notes, when we go look for the principal, and then compare the two, as you put it, basically in your notes?
That's how we're going to do it. We're going to work on that. We'll do a search. We'll post the position, do a search, and next spring, the superintendent will make a recommendation for a multi-year contract for a high school, junior high principal.
And I assume as part of that, we'll evaluate Ms. Warner's performance.
Correct.
If she does an exceptional job, which I'm confident she will, then she will have an opportunity to retain that position. I also want to say just how sorry I am to be losing so many good employees, whether it be for them going to other opportunities that are more stable than we're able to provide because of our financial condition, or some very good employees that we are having to reduce because of our financial condition. So I also want to say how sorry I am for that. I'm happy for those that are finding other positions, but I hate to see everybody go.
Yeah, we're going way too many in the opposite direction. We're losing, retiring, resignation, leave of absence, what have you. Too many in the opposite direction. I want to be adding to our staff, to everything, and that's unfortunate. These are the decisions in the meetings that just make you really despise this position to sit up here. For the employees, for the students, for everybody, it's not fun.
I do have one question on 8.20, the limited contracts. Mr. Kinsey, I was under the impression he was leaving altogether, teaching and coaching. Is that not true?
He's not been board approved yet for his teaching position.
And coming through?
So we're waiting for, on all folks, what we do is we have to wait for a resignation before we can remove him from it.
All right, thank you.
Well, it's just like this and other years that we've had to have a reduction in employees and lose employees. We've lost some very, very fine employees over the years since I've been on the board. And it's horrible, and I just wish the state of Ohio would step up and fix this situation so that we didn't have to go through this. It's, you know, they deemed it, the Ohio Supreme Court has deemed funding unconstitutional in Ohio, but still the legislature does nothing, absolutely nothing to correct it. They say, oh, they're working on it. Well, for the last 20, 25 years, they've not done anything since it's been ruled unconstitutional. And it puts, you know, districts in a really tough spot to have to go back to the taxpayer, you know. I mean, it's been 20 years since we've asked for new money. I don't understand how people think that their home budgets can run on a 20 years salary before, but we'll come up with something, I suppose. But in the meantime, you know, I just hate what we've had to do.
Thank you, everyone. If there's no other comments, yes, will you please have a vote?
Mrs. Dodson?
Yes, reluctantly.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, I'd like to make a couple of comments. First, I want to thank the board for that section 8. That's a large section, and I know that we have some retirees in there. But a couple folks are here tonight that I want to recognize that were in section 8. And the first one is Michelle Warner. She's here tonight. I've been working with Michelle now for 29 years here in Springfield. She has 14 years administrative experience. And we're proud to have her as our interim principal here at the high school and junior high. Michelle, if you could stand up and say a couple words, just we're excited for you. I'll be contacting you tomorrow. We'll get going.
Sure. I appreciate your support and your confidence, and I'm excited to do the job, and I want to assure you that I will do the best of my ability to move the school forward next year. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. Part of that. All right, we do have also in section 8, we had a high school varsity football coach here. We got Coach John Tanksley here, and excited to see John here, Coach. And John's here tonight. If you can, Coach, if you want to say a couple words, just a couple brief words here. We appreciate you being here.
I thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to thank Coach Vaughn and his hiring committee for hiring me and giving me the opportunity. I'd like to thank you for the board for approving me. I'm very excited. Been looking forward to this a lot for a long time. Quite a few years actually. I've been looking for this, so I'm excited. I'll get ready and get going with the kids. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Item 9, service agreement, Summit ESy. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with the Summit Educational Service Center to provide employment services to the interim director of student services during the 2020-21 school year at the cost of salary and benefits plus any other costs incurred in the employment of the individual. Exhibit 6.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Larry. And then move.
Question? in the term of it, even though it's supposed to expire on June 30th, 2021, it says by written mutual agreement, this agreement may be extended. Is that by superintendent or board approval for extension?
The superintendent can make a decision if we need her stick around a couple more days. So, and it's possible as we go through that transition.
Well, I'm hoping by that time we can post a position and fill the seat, correct?
We plan on posting the position on June 2. And then we hope to do a search. At a July 15 board meeting, we hope to hire a new special services director with a start date of August 1.
It's a July meeting?
We're going to post the position June 2. Interview, we hope to hire a full-time position at the July 15 board meeting with a start date of August 1.
So it's very possible we need a temporary.
It's very possible because we run programs all summer long. The programs run year-round for our students, and it's a lot of stuff going on.
And I'd like to make a motion to the motion that this year that before mutual extension, the board makes that decision.
Is there a second to that motion? So I guess in case there's no second, motion dies. And we can proceed with the roll call on the first motion. Is that correct?
That would be Alex Handy.
Ready for the roll call?
I am.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mrs. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
No.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I want to thank the board for supporting our interim special services director, Dr. Grant, and we're fortunate to have Dr. Grant working with us. She was highly recommended by the Summit Educational Service Center and special services director there, and she's had outstanding experience as a school administrator, and we're proud to have her. And Dr. Grant's here tonight. If you want to say a couple words here to the board and the folks, Dr. Grant, we appreciate you being here.
Hi, everyone, and I'm happy to be here to help out in a time of need. And the transition has been made easier because of the warm welcome, the helpfulness, the support of all the staff that I've been able to touch base with. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grant.
We appreciate you filling in. So, thank you. Item 10, service agreement, Total Education Solutions. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with Total Education Solutions commencing on June 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2022 to provide supervision, special education services, and related services in accordance with the requirements of the Ohio Department of Education per student as requested.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mary Lou and Chad. I did have one question about this contract, Chris. Did I read it correctly that it's $84,000 per student? Or for Chuck, would you might be able to answer that?
This is a high-cost special needs program, correct?
About how many students do we have that utilize it? One student. Okay.
I believe one is the
One
answer.
student.
Curious, does the state of Ohio reimburse us for that full cost?
There is something called catastrophic cost that we can apply for and get back in the after we spend it. So I don't believe we get all the money back though.
We do not get all
No,
of that.
not all of it back.
Catastrophic, this will be like an autistic child, this could be in the 20s.
This is This placement is determined by a team meeting. And we have an educational team gets together, makes a decision what's best placement for a child. And the best placement for this child is Total Education Solutions.
I think if it's in the best interest of the child, then I fully support it. This is one of those instances where I think people don't realize the cost of education.
I'm going to address this in the 5-year forecast, because there's a lot of, people say our per pupil cost is up. There's reasons for that, and this is one of these reasons. And this will be discussed in more detail.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I don't have a problem supporting it, but I guess my question is with the turnover in the special ed department, but I think in my mind that we would do a roll call of what the programs that we have there, if we need them, if we don't, if we need to resize them, if we need to reshape them. I guess looking for a word, a recategorization of what exactly we needed in that since Brad has left. And I think at some point in time that needs to be presented back to the board on what we're doing in that department. So we know exactly where we're at, where our foothold is, when we transition from ESy into the full-time position. I'd like to see a report on why and the reasons we do what we do in that department and spending.
I think that would be good. Maybe once the full-time new person has gotten their feet wet, maybe next fall, we could have a work session to go through that.
Sounds good.
I think we still need to vote on number 10, Chris?
Yes, we do. Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 11, inventory disposal, Chapel Hill Christian School South. It is recommended that the board approve an inventory disposal for Chapel Hill Christian School South, Exhibit 8.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Chris, will you please have a roll call?
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 12, OHSAA membership resolution. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution for membership of Springfield High School and Junior High in the Ohio High School Athletic Association for the 2021-2022 school year, Exhibit 9.
So moved.
Second.
Are you ready, Chris?
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 13, approval of graduates. It is recommended that the board approve the 2021 seniors listed in Exhibit D to receive a diploma from Springfield High School after having met all requirements as set forth by the state of Ohio and the Springfield Board of Education.
So moved.
Second.
This is one of the bright spots in the agenda tonight. I'm happy that we can congratulate people, young lives that are going to move forward. What's the amount of years I've been out of high school, and probably neither will anybody else on the board, except you're pretty young.
Nope.
I'm the least, but I'm a big saver.
But this is the bright spot. This is what public education is all about. Having young women, young men graduate with a diploma, with credentials, moving into life, and assimilating into society. And I'm happy for them, even with all we're going through.
Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Motion passes. I assume if the motion didn't pass, they would still graduate.
You're doing old.
Yeah. Item 14, service agreement, education alternatives. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with Education Alternatives for the 2021-22 school year to provide an on an as-needed basis varying educational, emotional, and physical needs and meet students' FAPE requirements. Exhibit 11.
So moved.
Second. This is our renter employer, correct?
Correct, that's
That's
it.
what I thought.
It's an alternative school there.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes. Item 15, service agreement, public school works. It is recommended that the board approve a 3-year service agreement with Public School Works to provide a comprehensive, automated, web-based safety, regulatory compliance, and risk management program for both the employee and student suite of services. Exhibit 12.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mary Lou and Larry. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, this is a new program, is it not?
Yes.
And what does this program do for us?
The employee side of Public School Works provides anytime, anywhere, training, things that were required to provide staff training that staff can take on their own time. It provides tracking for that training. We can, rather than, a lot of those trainings are done in large group. When we bring in new staff, there's hard to get those large group trainings. It might be every 3 years to new staff coming in or staff that are on a different cycle there. Also has safety training there, accident reporting management, and can make that process more efficient, as well as training for after accidents and preventative training to help prevent accidents there. On the student side, you have behavior management program that allows teachers to enter discipline incidents, administrators to enter those incidents, but not only discipline incidents, also positive behaviors, so that those can be reported as well and tracked throughout the year. It allows for the electronic bus referrals from the bus garage to the proper administrator. Right now that process is all being done on paper, which a lot of the discipline process is as well, so it'll help make that system a lot more efficient. And this program automates the reporting requirements that we have for student discipline issues through our student information system, so there doesn't have to be any double entry of that information into that system.
So on one hand, you're telling me it should alleviate the second step in the process of double handling.
Yes, it will. Once the information's entered there, it automatically is pushed into the student information system.
Have we had any issues with discipline or with when students do well with kudos, with acknowledgement with the present system that we have?
It varies how it's handled in each building. One of the purposes of this is to standardize that process across the district and have one system for everybody to use, so and be able to track that through the student's career and everything.
Next question then is, with the system we have now and the expense of this program, how much do you expect to save? Mind you, we're on the border of fiscal emergency, and you're asking me to approve something that starts out at $9,000 for the first year, $6,000 for the next year, and $6,000 for the next year. I gotta have the data in order to throw the yes vote. I mean, it sounds good, but I work at Amazon, we make no decisions unless we have a lot of data.
I don't have an exact number of how much it would save. It's going to make a lot of processes much more efficient and in that, but as far as exactly how much it would save without